Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. And inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 4 or 5 brawlers which have just broken the pro meta at the moment. You wouldn't believe it, especially with the data. Big shout out to Fresh. I'll leave a link to this in the description for giving me the data with all the monthly finals going on. But first brawler is going to be Barley. So I've spoke about Barley enough times, and I was one of the people that believed that Barley's hype charge would actually be pretty good. I did a video on it on my second channel when the hype charges came out, and I was surprised at how good it is. So Barley has been a revelation in Brawl Esports at the moment. So you take a look at the data. He was actually the 5th most. Yes, you heard it right. The 5th most picks and banned brawler in competitive. I think that's the biggest shock by far with the data. I mean, there's a lot of good Barley maps out right now, but for Barley to be in the top 5 after literally just a hype charge, which it is pretty good, but it's not like game breaking. I should have actually popped hype charge there. I've been too focused on speaking too much. Yeah, nothing actually game breaking. I think the reason is because of a few factors. I think the heal gadget is actually really good paired with his heal star power. It just means for survivability, and it's just really hard to kill Barley and his team once you're grouped up on the hot zone, for example. You've got his hype charge, which of course is going to help a thrower out, which is suffering in the meta. You know, Barley was one of the worst brawlers in the game before the hype charge. Now he's one of the best. The map pool has really helped him out. I'll go for a few maps. We're just destroying these guys. The open business has always been a great map for Barley. You've also, I don't know, the meta I won't really say suits him so much. I think the help of a Lily nerf has probably helped him out a lot. Or you can just, for example, just ban Lily, and then you don't even have to worry about it as a Barley main. But yeah, top 5 is crazy. 54% win rate as well. In the 6th most played, the 5th most banned. So many good things about him. You can see I absolutely just dominated them, ripped apart them, because the thing about Barley is that if you don't have any sort of aggression or anything like that, then Barley can just absolutely carry. Also, the map pool, as I said, you've got like Canal Grande and Bounty, which is he's insane in. You've got Hot Potato. You've got hot zone maps like Duel and Beat, or literally all 3 of them in the rotation. He's insane in. Penalty Kick. You've got Pinball Dreams. He's absolutely insane. And every single knockout map, he's so good because of the heal gadgets. So, I can't stress this enough. Barley is finally good in the meta again. I won't really say top 5 brawler, but in terms of data, maybe he is. So, that's going to be the most surprising one. He's definitely very good in this meta now. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, so jumping into the next brawler, I feel like might have surprised a lot of people in terms of how many times he was played and banned within monthlies. It is Berry. So Berry was banned / picked the 4th most out of every single brawler. So he was actually banned, I think, pretty much the most, or one of the most in monthlies, but he had a pretty low win rate. I think the problem is because people didn't want to deal with the Berry cheese. If you didn't know how to play Berry, just watch this game. You just sit by your teammates the whole time, heal them up, get supers from it, and of course in Heist is actually really good because you can just pop a gadget and deal 20% damage to the high safe, which of course is absolutely crazy. Fortunately, I think there's a, yeah, there is a Leon coming pretty close. Let's keep the shots up. With Berry, want to consistently shoot all of the time. I'm going to put out a super here to help my teammates push up. Although Colette is really reluctant to just even move up the map. I don't know what she's really doing here, Colette. Come on, push up the map. We literally won the first set so easily. So yeah, Berry, I'm not surprised by it, but I just know there'll be a few people that are still in denial that Berry is a really strong brawler. So I completely missed the heal on the Colette there. Okay, that was pretty bad. But the first round was just so easy because we just ran into them the whole time. I wish I could have shown you guys. It was just so free the entire time. You want to just give the just shoot your teammates like a few times and you're just going to get infinite supers. So Colette's going to use super there, but I can just heal her up instantly. I'm waiting for her to take a bit more damage so I can use super here, get some good value out of that. I'm going to use super now. Should be able to get all of these guys pretty weak. Let's continue to heal the Colt here. Again, we can go with a pinch on Leon. Maybe actually no, we're just going to super up, get one gadget on the safe, run back because that's a whole 10 seconds worth of damage on the safe, and then we can continue to do that time and time again. We saw, I think it was Elevate or just anyone playing Berry on Heist, just to do this. Get your super from your teammates, super up, gadget, and that's 20% damage. I mean, obviously there's ways to counter it, but how can you counter that in a sense? If you do it at the right time, it's so hard for the enemies to do anything. So we're going to win this game easily. We've got a Colette, we've got a Colt. And yeah, although I didn't show it to the full potential, you'll see by the stats, just Berry is just so strong. Like 110k healing, That is absolutely crazy. Just play Barry this way. Don't be greedy. Don't go for kills. He's played completely differently. Play as a team, farm those supers, push up the map together, and you'll win games so easily. Barry is so broken in the game right now. So that's another brawler which may have been underrated by a lot of you guys. Let's jump into the next one. Guys, jumping into the next brawler, which I think would probably surprise you guys, probably the second most out of everyone on this list, is Larry and Laurie. So we all know the twins were just absolutely done broken for a very long time. They've kind of gone a bit under the radar for the past month, I believe, because look at the stats again. Maybe it's just a very thrower heavy rotation in the pro BSC map pool. I just really overcomplicated. Me just talk about the pro map pool, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, Larry and Laurie, they were the third most banned and picked brawler out of everyone in the meta. That doesn't go to show that they're being criminally underrated by the casual, just the majority of the play base. It's insane. So the reason why they're so good is because they're a thrower that can deal with aggressive brawlers. Still, their main attack is just fundamentally broken, I think. The fact that you can just spam out attacks so quickly, they even nerfed this attack delay, so you couldn't spam out shots like crazy. But the fact that you just get so much positioning with it, and especially on like knockout, where it can be really good for zoning, pushing the opponent's back, for just any map like this. Canal Grande is going to be so good at pushing the opponent's back with just his main attack. Yeah, that's just how Larry and Laurie are in the meta right now. So hopefully my bot can save me here. Nice. The star power as well is still pretty strong. And let's take a look. I mean, he had a 55% win rate. And again, just look at the maps that Barley are good on. Larry, if anything's just even better, because he's not suspect to any like aggro brawlers. You can easily counter him. Once you get one super, like that's a problem, because of course he's been nerfed in the past. It took him a while to get his super, but you just need that first super. Don't waste it. Push with it, cycle it, and you're just good to go against everything. I know Shelly kind of stole the show there because for whatever reason they went Mortis and Buzz into a Shelly, so yeah, that was kind of dumb from them. But you can just play Larry pretty much anywhere in the draft on so many different maps. Again, there's just so many maps on like Bounty, Brawl, Knockout, Hot Zone. There's always a place for Larry in this meta, so I think he's absolutely insane right now. Let's jump into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the next Brawl you guys are going to be very surprised about, and who I think is secretly very strong in this meta. It is Surge. So I've been saying this for like the past 3 months now, and still people were underrating him in other tier lists and other explanations on Reddit and wherever else. And Surge still is near enough a top 10 brawler in the game. He's so strong. Reason being is because he's a good carry brawler, he's a good counter brawler, and believe it or not, he's very good on a map like Hot Potato. He's just really good at shutting down the opposition. Of course, since the HP buffs and everything else, it just kind of crept up on all the other brawlers. The fact that he has so much HP now with the shield gear, I'm not using it here because speed's going to be really essential. There's just a lot of grassy maps where Surge is one of the only brawlers that can truly shut down all of the aggression. So I just need my first level here, and once I get my first level, I'll just stomp them like crazy. Probably in competitive play you want to use the other gadget, but if you're just playing ranked, just go with this shield gadget. It could just be so valuable. So again, just to shoot a safe, get some extra chip damage. Good kill onto Colette there. Let's be careful of this Colt. We always just want to stay around. We're kind of the cleanup crew, right? On Heist, we can just defend, make sure that Colette and Colt aren't getting onto the safe, and we're pretty good to go. So there you go, there's another kill. We can just run into this Colette. We don't really care about feeding her too much of a super, because now we've got our final level. Go back, draw out that Colette super. So yeah, Surge, he was like banned and played the 12th most out of every brawler, which just goes to show just how strong he is, even on, I would say, a very thrower-centric map pool, which is typically like that counter Surge a lot, just to show how strong he is right now. He hasn't received any buffs or anything like that, but he's just very good. Very good in the meta. I mean, look at this. I'm just walking through these guys like crazy. Nothing that they can even do, and that's going to be GG easy. I mean, if you're a good Surge player, you can always carry. I think for a long time, until he got some buffs, he actually was pretty terrible. But I always win with Surge. So as long as you don't literally first pick him, you've always got a good chance. And as long as you're not picking him on the most open maps and like Bounty and Knockout, then you're going to be able to have some value with Surge as long as you get that first level. So Surge, I think, is insane. Also had a 65% win rate as well. So just going to show that he's actually above average in the meta. Let's jump into the final one. All right, guys, so jumping into the final few brawlers, which which I think are very underrated and have such a good success rate in pro play. The first one is going to be Chester. So Chester is crazy strong in the meta. We kind of predicted he would be A tier in the meta, and he absolutely is A tier. I won't really say borderline S tier, but the stats go to show that he's very, very strong. So in terms of pick rate, he was the 12th most banned and picked brawler in competitive at the moment, which is very good for Chester, because Chester, I think, has probably only been picked like maybe once, twice in well over a year in competitive, going to show how like he's been an F tier brawler for the whole time. If you guys are wondering what's happened, he received a rework to his first star power, meaning he just there was more consistent damage a lot of the time. But yeah, Chester now, he's not a joke. He's actually really strong in the meta. He also was the 4th most picked brawler in the whole of competitive, so going to show that he maybe isn't toxic enough to get banned, but he definitely is good enough to get played because of how versatile he is and how good he is against so many different options. So I like it for Chester. He's in a balanced state. Like, he's good, but he's not overwhelmingly strong, which of course is a big problem for an RNG brawler like Chester. But I'm happy. A lot of people just thought I had this kind of, I don't know, this unsung hate for Chester, and I've not. He's just been trash for a long time. I enjoy playing Chester. He's of course a fun brawler, but when a brawler's trash, you've just got to admit it sometimes if you're a Chester main. But right now he's actually pretty solid in the meta. Let's see if we can save this one. Hoping Nita has enough ammo here just on the Colt. Come on, go, go, go. Nice, great defense on my teammates. Love to see it. And yeah, Chester's really good in hot zone, brubble, gem grab. Of course, he's not good in bounty and knockout, but with the introduction of all of these tanks in the meta, and also the fact that his super can break open walls, which is really good, which allows him to counter so many different archetypes, throwers, tanks. He's got a lot of HP, fast movement speed. There's a lot going for Chester in the meta right now. So again, let's pop this gadget. I think I got the speed one here. Let's pass it over to my Nita. That should be a goal. Really well played from the Nita. Also, another brawler which I didn't have time to go through is RT. RT was played like the 11th most. Well, banned 11th most and picked. Going to show how good he is. Mainly in the knockout and bounty meta. Good counter to kit and all these assassins. And not only that, he's really good in the final circle in knockouts. So that's why he's just been played so much right now. So hopefully Mortis can pop off here. This should be a goal. Pass it over to the Mortis, and there's nothing that the boys can really do. Beautiful. So yeah, I've been having a big success rate for Chester ever since the rework, and now the pros are loving him as well. He's actually very good in the meta right now. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.